Now, covering every county, this is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
A slew of emotions from a local woman whose sister has been missing for a decade. Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Nolan.
And I'm Mallory Brooks. Bentonville police say the body of a Pea Ridge officer who went missing almost 10 years ago this month was found in Iowa. Kelly O'Neill talked with a family who says this is not the outcome they wanted.
I still was just holding out, hoping. My thought is she was law enforcement for 21 years. If anybody can hide, it's her. So I just kept hoping she was just hiding out somewhere.
After being missing for exactly a decade this month, Pea Ridge police officer Cerilla Doyle's family was holding on to hope that they would someday see her again.
But then after so long, I knew she wouldn't leave us that long without something being wrong, because she loved her family too much.
According to police, Doyle was last seen on video surveillance buying a bus ticket to Tulsa, Oklahoma at a Rogers gas station on October 27th, 2008. It's unclear if she actually boarded that bus.
When she came up missing, we initially had the missing persons report. So our investigation took us to the point where she left the area, and then following that, we lost contact with her.
The 2008 incident report says Doyle had left all of her belongings at the house on the day she disappeared and withdrew $1,000 from a bank in Bentonville. According to the report, Doyle's boyfriend told her daughter that Doyle previously mentioned if she did kill herself, she, quote, would do it in the woods in the middle of nowhere so no one would find her for a long time. But Doyle's mother, Betty, says that's not the case.
She would not commit suicide. My daughter was a strong, strong person.
According to a press release from the Iowa Department of Public Safety, there's no indication of foul play, but the investigation is continuing into the circumstances surrounding her travels between Arkansas and Iowa, as well as the circumstances surrounding her death.
How she ended up there.
What happened to her?
Because I think somebody put her there.
Questions that police hope to find answers to soon.
Now both departments will work together, exchange information, and then hopefully Iowa will be able to tell us the cause of death will be the next step.
Cerilla Doyle of Bentonville was last seen by her family on October 27th of 2008. The Iowa Division of Criminal Investigations found Doyle's remains in a non-residential area back in May of this year and then identified her body yesterday.
The hunt remains, though, for another person who went missing over a decade ago, linked to Officer Doyle. In 2006, Doyle was responding to a call reporting a 15-year-old was missing. That 15-year-old was April Andrews. Andrews was last seen getting into a white pickup truck outside her parents' Pea Ridge apartment. Officer Doyle disappeared 2 years later. Although the Benton County Sheriff's Office says these two cases are not related, the family of Andrews says the discovery of Doyle's remains provides hope they too will someday get some answers.
My first thoughts were, now that they found her, the police officer, is the possibility that they're going to be able to find April, because she was the officer investigating April's disappearance, and it was just too much of a coincidence that she disappeared after that.
There have been no updates in the search for April Andrews, but family members say they will continue to work closely with detectives to find out what happened.
Several daycare centers that treat kids with behavioral health issues will close before the end of November. Ascent Children's Health Services is closing their West Memphis facility. It was linked to the death of a 5-year-old who was left outside in a hot van. Now DHS says Ascent will close all 10 of its daycares in Arkansas, including those in North Little Rock, Benton, and Arkadelphia. DHS is helping families who use Ascent find other providers.
An Arkansas lawmaker pleaded not guilty after being accused of failing to file income tax returns for 15 years. Republican State Representative Mickey Gates faces 6 felony counts. Investigators say he owes the state more than $250,000 for back taxes, penalties, and interest.
Excitement surrounding the midterm elections is as high as ever. This year's National Voter Registration Day broke the previous record set for new registered voters. Last week, more than 800,000 people signed up to vote in the upcoming midterms. That is more than 771,321 first-time voters who registered back in 2006. Voter registration for the midterms is still open across the country.
First Lady of the U.S. visiting a former slave-holding center on the second day of her African tour. The facility was built by the Swedes in the 17th century to trade timber and gold. Later became a placeholder for slaves. It was known as the Door of No Return. Ahead of the trip, Melania Trump said she expected the visit to be emotional. The First Lady is currently on her first solo international trip, plans to visit Malawi, Kenya, and Egypt later in the week.
And happening today on Capitol Hill, there is speculation that Senator Mitch McConnell could file cloture on Brett Kavanaugh's nomination. The vote would cut off any debate.
On this day in history, how about 1863? President Lincoln makes Thanksgiving a national holiday. Thanksgiving has been celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November for 155 years now. Thank you, Abe Lincoln. 1990, Germany officially reunited East and West Germany, separated by the Berlin Wall for 45 years.